All right, Stacy, I'm going for a replay. I'm going to help you get good. So what you're looking at right now is your car. You played with me. This is a threes game. I don't know if this is ranked or not. That's a good question. I actually don't know. But that's not the point. So let's just watch. See, go back for boost. We need to process this. So this is a pretty good spot to be in based on everything. So right here, you kind of creep towards the middle. Just slow down. I would say slow down right. I don't know what direction to point in. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But I would slow down right as you get about to midfield. Right about there. Don't turn in like that, because what you'll see what happens is that Asiaso guy comes out of net and then bangs the ball to your side, which should be for you. So you should have been right there. If you would have just stopped and slowed down, you would have been able to just bang that right back. Maybe not the best thing to do. I like the idea. I would just turn a little bit more wide. Also, turn the other way when you see it go past you on the right hand side. You're already 50% of the way to your left, so turn to the left side instead of turning to the direction that the ball came past you. You would have been coming back from the box from net and would have been able just to either take control of it or just clear it back out into the corner. So two simple things. Because then what happens is that you go for a pinch and then you don't get the greatest contact with the ball, and that causes the ball to basically just get passed into the box. I would say not to panic. Just stay grounded unless you see the ball absolutely going into the net. Because the only thing that's going to happen from this guy is he's just going to get a weak touch down. The way that he jumps up for this. Like, that's the only way he's going to be able to score. It's just a nice weak touch. So if you're on the ground and you're headed in towards on like the goal line, you'd be able to react to that easily. But you just single jump. He hits it over, so that's fine. It's a fine boost grab. So then right here. So don't follow Fab Manticore. So you'll see he's already going up the middle, trying to just shadow what I'm doing. What you should be doing is going back into the box in net, just in case Roger Cheeto ends up hitting it and has a chance to score, which I'm going to assume he does, and it goes right over your head, and they score. So this is not that guy's fault, because you're pushing up onto the spot he's already occupying. You should be in net. So basically the biggest rule for me is that if you're in an awkward spot, or if you're in a place where somebody else already is, just leave. Like, just rotate back to net. Because that means that one of you is out of position, and it doesn't matter who goes back. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. Just leave and go to net. Make sure you don't get scored on, because then what happens right here is Roger Cheeto. I mean, obviously I did a dumb thing. I went for a ceiling shot and just totally missed. But if you're in net, you'd be able to just easily clear that away again. So honestly, it's just positioning. From what I can see right now, it's holding you back. Go for boost. Like it. Good. It's a good center try. So right there, I wouldn't worry about going for boost. Just get back as fast as you can. Then you see me go for this, which I don't really know how you'd be able to get out of the way of this at this point. I wouldn't say this is necessarily your fault. I was just doing what I could to get back into net because I was going to go in before you got there. So right here I would go for the corner boost. Alright, I took it. Sick. I'm just ball chasing. So that's my bad. So what? As soon as you see me take the boost and go upfield, that's your cue to. You'll see these pads. There's 3 pads that go across the front of the box right here. So what you should do right now? You see me get going for the boost. You see me get the boost. There's a pad in that left corner or that left side of your screen. Power slide a little bit. Oops. And go for that pad. And just rotate back to the goal line. Because now all you're doing is just taking yourself. Oh no, you did. That's good. I'd say just do it a little bit earlier. But that's fine as long as you're. So you're going for the corner boost. Depends on what happens. So I bang all the way downfield. That's fine. If like a teammate of yours doesn't get the best hit, don't take your ball cam off and go for the boost. Just go upfield. Make sure there's a certain pattern that every field has of the boost pads. So you get this one right here. The next one up to the left and then go up the middle of the field. That's what I would do, because then you'd be ready for that hit right there, which you're already there, so it's not that big of a deal. If you see your teammate absolutely bang the ball all the way down the field, that's fine. It's a full boost, then you're ready for this. Nice. Just banged all the way down, that's fine. Got a bump. So right now just go back to net. Nice. It's right here. So Manicore doesn't go for the ball. So normally this guy that was just on the ball that banged it into the corner, he would go for it again. Try to pass that middle. I think he stops because he sees you trying to go for this. So, and obviously it's hard to hit the ball at that angle or to score or even pass it. So what you should do here is allow him to go for it. It doesn't matter even if Ozzy Asso is able to beat him to the ball. So slow down here and then go towards the middle of the field and wait for a pass. Because if he bangs it off the back wall on the left side of the net, you're going to be in a great position to just go ahead and smack it in. So instead I would say kind of cut him off, and you go for it and you miss. It's kind of a tough angle read to make when you're confused like that. So right here, yeah, I like it. Got in the way of it. Another thing you can do is just go down the middle of the field, because you see me shadowing the play. Our other teammate kind of tries to challenge, and then I don't know what he does. I didn't see. He challenges. He gets dunked. So this is fine since Roger Cheeto is probably about to hit this either in the net or against the back wall. That could be dangerous. So I like that. Getting into the play and messing it up. That was good. That's fine. I like it. Goes for the challenge. That's good. I like it again. So you have ball cam off a long time there. So when you're going for boost, especially in this situation, take your ball cam off and just aim your car at the boost and then dodge forwards. So that way you don't have to do all this readjusting and everything, and you're blinded to the play pretty much for a long time. So even here you don't even get the boost because you land awkward and the play's already back downfield. I like it. Beat him to the ball. That's an alright angle. I'll take a wider angle at the ball. So right here, right about there, slow down just a little. Well, maybe not slow down, but take a little bit of a wider angle out, so that way you can cut in, and then instead of, because right now you're aimed straight at the wall. What you want to do is just make sure your car and the ball are just aimed right at the net, because now when you jump, you just end up hitting it on the left side of the ball instead of in the middle, which is going to obviously change the way the ball goes off your car, but the accuracy also goes down. So you'll see you just completely hit it into the middle. I like it. Going back. I miss. So that... let's see what happens here. So he tries to pass to you. I wouldn't expect you to be ready for that at this point, because that game awareness takes a long time to know what your teammates are going to do. That's going to be the most significant thing, is that once you are able to be aware of where your teammates are and be able to know what's going to happen and where the ball is going to go at all times, that's where you're going to be really dangerous. So he hits it. Nice. Stay with it. Not the cleanest thing, but that's fine, as long as you stay with it. So let's see. So that is probably one of the slowest ways to slow down or change your momentum in this game. I remember I used to do that too. So what you should do is just power slide to your left here. Oops. So instead of just jumping to turn around, like, see how much time is wasted just in the air. So like you jump from this line here, you're already like in the box when you land. So there's so much space that just is wasted just floating. There's nothing you can do. So instead of doing that, just power slide a little bit and then turn to the left up the field. So what you'll see happens is this play develops. I mean, obviously you're in the right spot now, but you want to be ready for... So typically what happens in this situation is it'll go up and then somebody will bang it from the corner all the way to the other end of the field. Not in the other end, but the other corner. So as you're turning left, you'd be able to get to that. Obviously, he beats me to the ball, or I don't know what happened, but... So that's why it appears that you're ready for this. But even if you did turn upfield, you could still just power slide again to your left again and then boost back for the ball. And you'd still be right there. You could dribble it up the wall. Not a bad touch. misses. So that was good. Like the positioning right now. Nice. I like it. That wasn't that bad. Sweet. Yeah. Yeah, so this right here is good. So what you would hope from our teammate that is in the corner is that he would get out and get back and get the mid boost here and just go back to net. That was pretty good. Nice little, even if it's a, I'm guessing you tried to shoot it, but the best passes come from a missed shot. So that was good. Go for boost. Nice. Like it, you're going back to the net. That's good. So that right there. So if you're going to jump for this, so I know that there's no way you are going to get to this in time, like the way that you want to, just because that being able to do that takes a long time of playing this game. So it's not necessarily your fault or that you're bad or anything. It's just that that kind of skill takes a long time to develop. So what you should be doing, since I know what you're trying to do, what you should do is, as you see this get hit up, is aim for where it's going to go. So aim more up towards the field rather than, right now you're basically parallel with our net, and you try to aerial for this, and this is moving rather slow. And obviously you see me go up for it, so you stop. But you're going to want to be more angled a little bit more to the left, and then you're just going to double jump aerial towards it. Meet the ball right about there. So when you actually go for this, you're going to jump now, but not that direction at all. You're going to go towards the ball, and you'd be meeting it right about there, just as I am. Now I know that you're not going to be there, so I go for it just to make sure I get in the way of the play. This is good. Teammate should definitely not have been there. He should have been going up the middle of the field at this point, because he would be perfectly ready for a pass, or he'd just be in net. Either is fine. So he bumps you out of the way. That's not his ball to go for. That right there is not something you want to do. You're just going to want to either do a full dodge to catch up to it, which you don't need to. You could have just stayed on the ground and just caught it with the side of your car and just dribbled it and then try to get a 50 with this guy. So instead what happens is, so you get bumped, you jump up for this, and the ball's not really coming that fast, so you have to adjust, which makes you land badly, and he hits it past you when you could have just stayed on the ground. You could have even just hit the ball towards the side, and teammate's not really doing the greatest job. He's still in the play, which he should not be. He should be going back to net, which I'd expect he'd do something stupid like that. This is like platinum, right? So then he hits it pass, and he's able to get on the wall. Good players will be able to just take it up the wall and then just hit it out in front of the net, and then Roger Cheeto would have probably scored. I whiff. That's good by you. Come in and clean it up. And then I was just doing stupid shit. Trying to get it safe from the side of the net. I could have just dropped off the wall and easily. So honestly, our teammate kind of did nothing good for us in this sequence. So you don't want to be this guy, because not only does he get in your way, which this is not his ball. He stays with you. He's not ready for it. Misses. Misses again. Hits it back towards our net. And then it's just sitting there. So all that he's doing is just nothing. And that is probably the worst thing you could do. So he's honestly the reason we got scored on here. There's not really I mean, it could have been avoided had you not jumped the way that you did here and just hit the ball towards the side. But regardless, he's not doing us any favors. Not to blame teammates or anything. That's like the last thing you want to do. 'Cause you'll never rank up thinking like that. But sometimes that's the way it is. So. A pretty good kickoff, actually. I like it. It's a fast kickoff. What I mean by fast kickoff is that you're aiming your car a certain way, diagonal flipping. Like you're going to aim your car towards the right of the ball a little bit. You're going to diagonal flip and then hit the opposite corner, which being the left bottom corner of the ball. Or top, doesn't matter. Just the left side in general. So that's a good kickoff. Only do that from that position as well. So right here you have, once again, you have ball came off for quite a long time, so you're blind to the play. Just aim your car. And if you don't touch the excuse me. If you don't touch the joystick and you're aimed right at the ball, you can just dodge or boost and you're gonna hit the boost no matter what. Just wait for the sound. Because then you have no idea what's going on for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, which in Rocket League time is an eternity. So there's so much that could have happened. So let's, when you take ball came off, so you're in the air still. And then once you are at the boost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from somebody else's point of view. Right here. Oops. So I'm going to go from my point of view. I think I have the furthest away. So Roger Cheeto hits it from right there. And the ball is centered back towards our net with nobody really in the way. Let's see what happens here. Oops. Go from his point of view, actually. His camera settings are bad. It doesn't really allow him to see very well. So he's not able to see me going for this ball. So he's up on the wall. So really what you should be doing is just going straight back to net. Don't worry about the full boost. Just get pads. There's a pattern in every direction back to where you're trying to go. So you should be able to get at least 40, 50 boosts, which is plenty to deal with anything in this game. But instead you're going, so you're blind to the play, going towards the mid boost. So now, not only are you the furthest possible. What? Why is it not letting me? So you're almost as far away as you can possibly be from this play. So obviously I get a good hit here. But you can see there's a lot that goes on in the time that you're blind. That's good. Rotate it back into the corner so that way, just in case anything else happens. I like it. Just waiting. It's get a tag. So when you're going for a 50 here, dodging the ball, you just gotta be aware of what's going on. So active nickel comes up on the ball. He pulls a sneaky on you, kind of. So what you're gonna want to do is jump and then dodge into the ball. So that way it either hits your nose when you dodge, that's how you get the most power on it, or it hits the roof of your car, roof of the hood. So, because what happens if you go for this low is they almost always just hit this right over the top of you, just skims over. And that didn't end up so bad. Not necessarily ideal. So now it's centered, and the guy in net at higher ranks would just be able to come in and smack this all the way down the field. But he's pretty slow. He does that's pretty much exactly what would happen, just faster. I took a bad jump. So right here, not horrible. I mean, it kind of is, just because you can see both of us went for this ball. So this is going to be probably the biggest thing for you ranking up. So right here, you see both of us go for this ball, and it's headed towards our side. All you're going to want to do is shadow the ball, fake challenge. So if you don't know what either of those things mean, so you take a good angle at this. You don't want to dive in right here. You can, but what happens is you run the risk if you hit this bat like poorly, which you just center it for them, and we get scored on. So you could have easily, obviously, hit this away, back the other way. It would have been fine. But you run the risk of doing that, and that's getting scored on because we're not back ready to deal with the play yet. So you're going to want to do is, if you do good here, just shadowing the ball. So what you're going to want to do is kind of fake challenge. So a lot like when you're in like a 1v2, like a 1-on-2 situation in the fast break on basketball, you don't want to necessarily just dive at one guy right away, because then he can just pass, and then you get scored on, pretty much instantly. So what you want to do here is just kind of fake like you're going to do something and then stay back still. That's what fake challenging is. So you're going to go here and then just instantly turn back around and just keep doing that and just stall until we're able to get back to the ball or back into the net, so that way we can deal with this. It's kind of hard to explain if you've never seen it or done it before. I can make different, I'll make different videos for you just explaining what different things are, different terms, and then show you everything. So yeah, so you get a poor touch and then the double commit is our fault, but there's a lot that you can still do to help mitigate, because those things are going to happen. It's inevitable with solo queue teammates. So yeah, that happens. Doesn't matter. So I don't know what happened here. If that guy ignored something, if you ignored him calling for what, doesn't matter. Just always either say I got it or defending, no matter what. Just so this doesn't happen. Because now you're leaving, even it's me, so it's not really that big of a deal, but if it's, a solo queue platinum teammate, that's probably not the best thing. Once again, don't take the ball came off for that long, just aim at the boost and then wait until you hit it. This is a good position here. Fab doesn't do anything wrong, because you see him. He really should be going back already, since he sees two people on the opposite team ready to boom the ball. But you also need to notice that he's not going back, and he's trying to stay in the play. So you need to do is stay a little bit further back or turn around and be headed towards the net at this point. I know it looks tempting just to go for the ball. You get tunnel vision sometimes. That happens to everybody. Because what happens is the ball goes over our heads. All three of us are in the same spot at the same time, which guarantees something wrong happened. So it's not necessarily the best thing that Fab could have done, but it's also not the best thing you could have done either. And it just mends into one big mess. So you get the boost steal. That's good. Not a bad play. What you want to do is let either me or whoever it is that's going back towards the middle of the field clear this back out towards the corner. Because we'll be able to deal with it a lot easier than you can at this sharp of an angle. It's not bad. Fab does the right thing and sees that you've went too far, goofed up, and hits the ball. So what I would probably do is stay up on the wall here just a little bit longer. Stay in this direction here. Just go slower down the wall. Wait for this active nickel guy to do what he needs to, or do what he is going to do. Because if he hits this towards the net better, or at all, you'll be able to deal with it. Instead, you power slide or turn, I think. Maybe you didn't power slide, I don't know. And you're headed like just like perfectly in the direction of the ball. So if he bangs this, there's no way you're going to be able to save this ball, or even if it's like a slow roller, it's going to be hard for you to make a great play on it. Then Roger Tito hits it, so obviously you're creeping up too far. He's able to just pop it, and I don't know how far that is away. I would say that's like a good 5-10 feet away from the ball to the left. So that causes you to have to back up. It's kind of just awkward. So it's not that huge of a deal. So you see me going for this. Don't follow up the other person's ass here. Just keep going to the middle. Because what happens is I drop it down. And if you were ready for this, you can get a banging shot if you let this touch and then off the volley hit it towards the net. You can get a lot of power on this. So right here you should recognize that I'm going for this. I'm probably either going to hit it off the corner or the backboard or hit it middle. So you should power slide a little bit, turn back towards the middle, stop boosting here. Power slide a little bit, turn back towards the middle, and you'd be in the perfect spot for this pass. So instead you're too close and you try to catch up to it with your boost. You don't actually end up hitting it. So what happens is you'll see active nickel dude comes up and booms the ball. Good players will make that shot. This is good. I like how you're in that. Good. So go up the middle of the field here. Nice. So that's good. You're probably a little confused since I went for the ball and missed. I think it took a little bit of a weird bounce. That's a hard shot to make. That just comes with. I'll share some training packs with you to work on those shots. That just comes with time. It's a little bit difficult. So that wasn't so bad with the taking ball came off. So this is good. I like it. So Fab definitely should not have went for this. So you'll see me. What happens is can't really tell. So I see that he's going for this, or he sees that. I can't talk right now. It's late. So I hit this, I pinch it off of the corner, and it's headed towards, I've centered it, it's going to hit, I know it's probably going to hit the ceiling, so I just leave. I'm back. I'm out of there, because I know once I see Fab turn in for this, there's no way he's going to be back, so I am out of there. Fab should have been going all the way back to net at this point, if he can clearly see. I don't know if he could see. He definitely could not see. He's got ball. His camera settings are weird. So. Yeah, his camera settings make it so he can't really see a whole lot going on, and you'll run into a lot of these retarded people. So this is not your fault. He should not be going for this. He should be going all the way back. So you miss. This is just another thing. Getting the speed and working on training packs just comes with experience. So it's not that big of a deal. So this is not, you see me just cut this ball off right away. Probably not the smartest thing to do. I'm confident in my skills that I can just deal with it right then and there and just beat everybody. But what you want to do is kind of let the ball go back a little bit more and then be able to gain possession and bring it back up. So typically what you want to do here, obviously you don't see Fab going up. He should be up the field a little bit more already as this is happening. So you turn because he has not already. And you see him. So at this point, just stop. Once you see him going past you, just stop right about here. Put on the brakes. And reverse a little bit back towards the net. That way, you're not. Because then you're in this position. You get a very weak touch. Back it down to him. At this point, you already know Fab is not a very good player. Because if you would have stopped and started reversing, you know, you would have been, again, in the perfect position just to go up and smack that back down. Fab misses. Luckily, he doesn't score. He makes actually a pretty good play off the backboard. I didn't think he was going to, just knowing him. So I went for it. You did too. Which, honestly, your play is probably the best. We were just worried about somebody else being there. They're both all the way back. So they should have been up for that already. So right here, what you want to do, instead of just, you have 10 boost. I don't think that boost was there before anyways, so don't worry about that. So right here, you should recognize that the only thing that's probably about to happen is that active nickel will hit it back down the field. And since you have 10 boost, you going up the field is going to do no good. You do get pads, which is actually, you know what? Let's see. I think you have trust in me to deal with whatever, so you drift out a little bit to get this pad, and then you actually do a really good job of going to net, picking up all of those. So now you have 40 boost. You're kind of out of the net a little bit too much, just in case. But you get a lot of boost, which is good, so now you can deal with anything that happens. You get a good boom down the field. So overall, it's not like it's very fixable. Is the good thing. It's not like anything crazy. It's just a little bit of positioning errors here and there. So things ouch. So things to like work on just based on like as far as game sense. So the one thing I noticed the most is you following teammates too closely when they're already in the spot you want to occupy. That and just taking ball cam off a little bit too much when you're going for those mid and corner boosts, the big boosts. What you can do is you can just tap the ball cam lock on and off as you're going back, so that way you're able to kind of see what's going on as you're going to get the boost if you're not confident that you're going to hit it. But a lot of it is just positional stuff, so it's not anything that you can't fix in like a month. Like there's no reason why you shouldn't be. I mean, obviously there's a reason why you shouldn't be now, but give it a month, you should be probably diamond in just about everything. Diamond 1. That's not bad. So yeah, hopefully this helps a little bit, so that you can see from my point of view. I'll go over one of my replays too, just to see or show you what I like, the things that go through my head, the mistakes that I still make, even as a champ player. So yeah.